Ain't no explaining snitching. You don't explain snitching. You are in prison. You are in the penitentiary. Do you hear me? Huh? You are in the penitentiary. There is no telling in there. You get hit in the face, you just hit in the motherfucking face. What the fuck is this? And then hold on. So you snitch in prison, and then you come out and you got a thing for motherfuckers who snitched to not go to prison?
Of course he.
If I don't make it, they gon' laugh at me. That's why failing's not an option. I be damned, I missed this shot to get it poppin'. If I don't make it, they gon' laugh at me. First they point and get to whispering, then your downfall is what they vision. If I don't make it, they gon' laugh at me. The bitches used to get that ass up. Now you can't remember when you last. If I don't make it, they gon' laugh at me. Catching me down on my last buck and smile when they don't give me what I asked for. If I don't make it, they gon' laugh at me. I gotta make it so I'm not the joke. When it's choosing time, I get the vote. Don't care about the prize, it could be dimes or a boat. In competition time, I got the mind of a goat. A nigga think we tired, I add 9 to the scope. 17 for the highs, give me.
What's the motherfucking word, gang? What's to it? Y'all already know how the squad do it. You gotta stay moving to get through it. I hope everybody blessed and stress-free. And if you ain't, start knowing you can so you can stop thinking you can't. So with that being said, man, let's get to this motherfucking content. Today we got a reaction, right, to a new YouTuber that I came across, you feel me? His name Byron Blake. Nah, yeah, go check his shit out. He got some work over there, you feel me? Bro been going crazy with this whole 1090 Jake Exposed series and shit, right? And he been doing his work. So like I'm kinda geeked to see what this one's about. Like I ain't really just went and just spammed this page and no shit like that, but you feel me? Like I definitely just came across this video and I ain't seen this one yet, so we finna check this motherfucker out together. So at the end of the video, man, I want y'all to chime in and let me know what the fuck y'all think about what he's talking about. Like, cause this 1090 Jake, dude, if you know who he is, then you don't need no refresher. But if you don't know who he is, he a white boy from Florida, supposed to be a blood. But after all of this shit that bro done came up and put out, I don't even know why he even is still able to. Oh man, this shit is crazy. Man, I knew dude was kind of like wasn't legit. His stories just didn't make no sense to me then and everything else, right? So I just stopped listening. Like his body language, like his frame and everything just wasn't like he didn't even have a type of face I felt like was like, you know what I'm saying, to that point to where it was like you was really like that. And then like he started getting the YouTube money and shit, and then it was like he really felt like he was validated at that point, you know what I'm saying? But then he started going a little too far, so I really stopped fucking with him. But then now, bro done came out and he got this series, and when I say going mad, hey, bro, look, cause I tried to click on the video too. That's why I had stopped. Motherfucker told me I had to pay to be a member and shit, gang. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, for that, is that a more videos? I'm gonna go see. But at the end of the day, I fuck with your shit squad. Y'all go check him out. But without further ado, let's hop into this motherfucker, man. This shit, the story of Cornbread, Jason, 1090 Jake's worst enemy. What we talking about?
Episode of 1090 Jake Exposed, we're gonna dive back down into the Tampa streets and discuss what many people who know Tampa and know 1090 Jake describe as one of 1090 Jake's worst nightmares. Now, I've never been to Tampa, but one thing that I can see is that if you really from Tampa, it don't matter if you white, black, Hispanic, The people that's from Tampa gonna know you. No matter what walk of life you come from, there's gonna be somebody from the city that can say, hey, I know this dude. I heard about him. Now, in this case, we got nobody that's vouching for 1090 Jake that's actually from the city. But this next guy that I'm going to tell you about, a lot of people vouching for him. And that explains to me why 1090 Jake wanted to keep their encounter a secret. But enough of this talking, let's dive in. In the beginning of 1090 Jake's journey, he did this video where he covered all of his disciplinary reports and other situations he had been into while he was incarcerated. Let's watch this flashback.
So, let's see what I did. While the officer was assigned at Q dorm, which was confinement, in conducting a security check, the officer observed me, myself, and another inmate striking each other about the blank. I don't know why they blanked it out, because if you go lower on this page, it just says the torso and the face. We were striking each other with close fists. So basically, we were just fighting in the cell.
This was when I came across this dude, like around this time and shit. And like right here was when I was like, nah, squad, nuh-uh. That shit, day.
And they came, they gassed us. It wasn't nothing too crazy, you know what I mean? It was just a simple fight. 30 days of confinement for the fight. And then because of the fact that we refused to stop fighting, when they told us to stop fighting, they gassed us. So this was my second time being gassed. But it was only the little can of gas. It wasn't the big, bad can of gas that hit me with the first time, so it really wasn't that bad. And I mean, they really got the other guy more than they got me. But,
now,
yeah.
if you notice, Jake did not give us the specifics, the gritty, grimy details that he normally does when telling his prison stories. In fact,
nope.
He kind of breezed through this one as if he really didn't want to mention it, but he had to mention it, but he didn't want to go too deep into it. He just wanted to get it over with. As evidenced by the red markings, he also personally redacted the inmate's name out of his ticket, just like he did.
I was literally just finna say that. Like, they don't redact nothing in red like that. Like, that black part is probably redacted. Like, anytime I've ever seen anything redacted, that's what redacted looked like. That red shit. Like, that's why I looked when the paperwork first, because I didn't see that, but when I looked, I'm like, where that red shit come from? What is he on? That's wild.
With the Jimmy situation, when he showed us Jimmy's ticket, he personally marked Jimmy's name out, just like with this inmate, because he didn't want anybody to be able to find out who this person was, because he was lying about the way these stories went. Remember, he told us that Jimmy got his face slashed open, and that was determined to be a lie.
Hit by a Zoe, he put a brick from the basketball court, the asphalt, inside of a sock. It hit me over the head and put like a bullet hole in my head.
Just because of specific issue with him, or was it?
No, we were beefing with the Zoes.
Right.
We got war with the whole compound. So the same homie that cut the other one, he got him blasted. So they did a little fake call-out sheet, and they wrote up a thing to go to medical, but they put his name on it, so they knew when he was coming out. I was in confinement when this whole shit happened, so they had him come out, and then they hit him with a real box cutter blade, ripped this whole shit open.
Wow.
He back in Haiti right now. I looked him up when I got out.
You looked him up?
Yeah, big dumbass scar on his face.
Cut, bro.
Yeah.
Look at me, bro.
Bro, y'all be just lying like right in like 4D. Like, these lies be 4D. Like, we saw you just say that. And then we saw him just say that. Oh, hell no.
After 1090 Jake was exposed, when a handwritten grievance was discovered showing that he had actually written the warden and named Jimmy as the person who assaulted him with a rock and a sock, he would attempt to explain himself.
Ain't no explaining snitching. You don't explain snitching. You are in prison. You are in the penitentiary. Do you hear me? Huh? You are in the penitentiary. There is no telling in there. You get hit in the face, you just hit in the motherfucking face. what the fuck is this? And then hold on. So you snitch in prison, and then you come out and you got a thing for motherfuckers who snitched to not go to prison?
Of course, he would try to flip things on Jimmy by producing a witness statement written by Jimmy that was written after 1090 Jake had already written his statement. But Jimmy's not the one who's out here calling people snitches and producing paperwork. So, while Jake may have thought that he was exposing Jimmy and deflecting, he actually gave us what we came for, which is proof that Jimmy was the person whose name he had personally redacted, and also that Jimmy was the person who he was referring to when he said this guy hit him over the head and got his face cut open. So when I saw that Jake had posted this disciplinary report and had personally redacted the name of the guy he was fighting, you know.
That's crazy, bro. So you literally you redacted this shit, but then you leave everything that a motherfucker can use to go find the actual incident. Like all the numbers and everything to just go find the actual incident and get the one that's not real. Y'all don't be smart at fucking all, bro. Like this bitch shit just be so crazy to me. And got the nerve to say, just give anybody a microphone. Bitch, somebody gave you a microphone.
I went and did the homework and got a copy of it myself so I can see who this guy is. Now, as you see in the top right corner, this incident happened June 15th, 2014 at the Appalachia East Unit. Let's read the non-redacted version. Inmate Cherry Jacob is being charged with 2-4 fighting.
What I told you. Smart fucking dummies.
Chapter 33, 601, 314. On June 15th, 2014, at approximately 12:27 a.m., while assigned as Q confinement officer and conducting a security check of Q2 Quad 1, Officer K. Williams observed inmate Cherry Jacob, DC number C07652, and inmate Welch Jason, DC number T52484 in cell Q2206, engaged in mutual combat, striking one another about the heads and upper torsos with closed fists. I repeatedly issued the two inmates verbal orders to cease their actions with no results. Inmate Cherry remains in disciplinary confinement pending the disposition of this report. The shift OIC was notified and authorized this report. Once I got this unredacted copy of the disciplinary report, I was able to look this person up and find out.
He looked like Popeye.
This guy.
He looked like Popeye the Sailor Man without the pipe in his mouth.
Goes by the nickname of Cornbread. This is one of Cornbread's earlier mug shots. In fact, this mug shot is from a 2012.
Boy, I know he had to get it in school. He had to get it for them ears. I know them ears was out of control when he was a shorty. Like, he ain't even grew into them bitches grown. Like, this was grown. He still hadn't grew into them hoes. So as a shorty, them motherfuckers was like...
Conviction, which was around the time that he was incarcerated with 1090 Jake.
Say no to drugs. Say no to all that shit. I'm talking about whatever the fuck they gave him. You stay. I know y'all ain't, but look at him. Look.
This is the latest photo of Cornbread that we have available to us right now. According to the streets of Tampa, everybody knows Cornbread. Now, what you know him for may differ. It depends on who you're talking to. You might know him for stealing. You might know him for something else. But in the streets of Tampa, everybody knows the white boy Cornbread. He also goes by the name Cornbread Jason. So he's either Cornbread or Cornbread Jason. This is his current sentence history. I guess this is the sentence that he's on probation for. Even though he's actually fighting a case right now, this is the current sentence that he was out
Damn.
on parole or probation for. But
Man, what is
if we go
wrong
back
with
and
you?
look at this again, you can see that Cornbread has a very, very lengthy criminal history.
He been using drugs since the first time he ever got charged with anything. Bottom line.
Matter of fact, he had been doing time
And he can't
probably
read.
about 10 years
No, he
before
can't.
Jake even came
And if he
into
can,
the
he
system.
learned how to do it in
According to
prison.
people close to the situation,
Shit's
it was
crazy.
actually Cornbread's reputation that sparked the incident between him and Jake. See, according to this source, this was not Jake and Cornbread's first time running into each other. They had actually met in the reception center. And even though height-wise Cornbread was only 5'3", he was a solid 170 pounds. So when Jake came in the cell with this loudmouth act telling all of these stories about things that he had done in JIT camp, it triggered Cornbread, especially because he remembered the encounter that Jake had in reception.
But I locked down with Bone, the GD, and the cut, and Bone was like, hey, bro, you gotta get your TOH. I'm talking about, bro, we go at it for like 2 seconds. Bone had me yoked up like this. I can't move. I'm laid out on the floor, stretched out, beating that shit. I'm talking about the whole time we were locked down, though. So you know this is like 30 minutes or an hour. So when I came out, I'm talking about my whole stomach, ribs, and chest. Like, you can see all the blood under my skin busted up. He was like, you gonna break it off? You gonna break it off? I said, yeah, I break it off. The second he let me go, I hit his ass. Boom! They went to flipping me again. But we was cool as shit, though. You feel me? It was just on some shit like, you gotta get one to give one. You feel me?
Now, what you just heard was Jake describing how the other guys he was allegedly cool with beat him until he was all bruised up. He calls it a TOH, but no prison that I've been to requires you to get beat on by the other inmates to prove that you are cool. This kind of puts me in the mind of the story about Bimba and Rambo slapping Jake till his mouth bloody and he thinking it's just playing, but in reality they was grooming him, you know. Anyway, Cornbread, who was around 24 years old at the time he and Jake were sellers, he's about 5 years older than Jake. He wasn't about to let some kid who literally let these other guys beat him till he was bruised come in there and talk crazy to him in the cell. And I think Jake underestimated him, and that's where it went left. I heard Cornbread flashed out so bad that you could hear him hitting Jake 3 or 4 cells down the hall. And when the COs came and told him to stop, he still wouldn't stop, which is why they eventually ended up spraying him and why Jake said this when he was talking about it.
So this was my second time being gassed, but it was only the little can of gas. It wasn't the big, big can of gas that hit me with the first time, so it really wasn't that bad. And I mean, they really got the other guy more than they got me.
They really got the other guy more than they got you. That's because he was beating your motherfucking ass. Like, he had to be really fucking you up. Like, I'm talking about beating the shit out of you. And then the way you look now, telling this story, you was already just getting out of there. So when you was in there, you was probably even more bitch than how you look now. And he was just beating the shit out of you. 3 cells over. Do you know what a punch that loud sounds like out of bricks and metal? Like, your cell is made out of bricks and metal, unless y'all shit was just gates. And you still is bricks and metal with just slits in the fucking metal. That's crazy.
But, yeah.
Well, of course they got him more than they got you. He was the one that they were actually trying to stop. Now, somebody else who was familiar with this story and actually from Tampa told me that the story that Jake tells about the young guy that he ran into who claimed he was a blood and Jake made him fold his flag and then he ran into the guy later on at another facility is actually the story of Jake and Cornbread, where Cornbread actually ran into Jake in the county and made Jake stop claiming blood and told him he not from Tampa, and then ended up running into Jake again in a facility and told him, hey, stop claiming blood, you not from Tampa, and then end up running into him again at ACI, and that's where he actually beat Jake up in the cell and wouldn't stop until the COs actually used mace to get him off of Jake. That's how they
If I told your bitch ass to stop playing with me was a person, it would be Cornbread motherfucking Jason. Y'all hear me? Cornbread motherfucker Jason gets the official face of, bitch, I stole you, stop playing with me. Like, the third time was a charm. And then he beat you to the point to where motherfucker had to come mace him because he just wouldn't stop. Like, so since you don't want to stop claiming it, I'm not going to stop beating you. And just pummeled your goofy. That's crazy.
Ended up with this disciplinary report, and according to my source, that's also how Jake ended up under Rambo. Like, he started really hanging up under Rambo after that incident happened, and then Rambo starts slapping blood into his mouth, and somehow he ends up being best friends with Bimba, who ends up slapping blood into his mouth. With that said, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. If you listening to your music on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, wherever you listening to your music at, make sure you go stream Standing on a Business, the deluxe edition. If you listening to your music on a free...
Hey, man. So, look, right? This shit get crazier and crazier because at the end of the day, like, I said that, like, telling these stories, like, somebody gotta come out with this shit, but don't nobody know what to come out and talk about when they don't even know that you telling these stories. And then now he done showed that these are the stories that you telling, and this shit is fictitious as fuck. That's why I be saying all that tough guy ass shit. See, you know a motherfucker that just be talking super tough and doing the extra shit and they be lying. You feel me? Like, I'm not one of them. I can't lie just to be tough and try to make it seem like I'm some shit that I'm not. Like, you feel me? No, if this happened to me, then this would be the case. If this was this, then like I'm not gonna be like, oh, if this was to happen to me, then I would be this, or I would be blah blah blah. No, if this would happen to me, I don't know how I would handle that. Like, if I was faced with that situation, it's like, at what point in life am I faced with it? Like, motherfuckers just be talking tough, and then you do this tough ass shit, and then you gotta look like this. Boy, I tell you, motherfuckers, now y'all better stop that shit. But look, though, check it out. Tell me down in the comment section, man, what y'all think. Do y'all think that Byron is on or something? Because I ain't gonna hold you, Byron. The motherfucker got a motherfucking boy. What? Hey, but look though, man, I'm definitely finna fuck with bro. Like, if I don't get no strikes for reacting to his comment or to his content, I'm definitely finna go and pick up the rest of this series, and I am definitely reacting to this shit because, hey, he got me hooked, man. He coming with them facts, man. Like, that's why I love motherfuckers that they don't understand, man. A paper trail is a paper trail, and it don't matter what kind of paper it is, as long as it's paper that got your name on it, your John Hancock, anything to do with you on it, it's a paper trail, man. Just remember that shit. All that bullshit that y'all be doing, that tough Tony ass shit, it'll come out, man. It'll come out. Cut that shit out. But look, check this out. Like bro said, wherever you listen to your music at, where is it? iHeartRadio, Deezer, goddamn. You can Shazam my shit, motherfucking YouTube Music, Apple, Spotify, motherfucking. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Also, go check out my website, HushBoyNT25.com. Don't forget to like the video, and man, let me get there, man. Get me 100 likes, gang. Y'all can fuck with me. Let me get 100 likes. Also, subscribe, man, and hit that bell so you'll know when I drop some more shit, so you can slide back up in this motherfucker and chill with your boy. And from here on out, make sure y'all got some shit to smoke on, man. Like, I just didn't light up because I didn't want to get too chopped on this bitch. My first one to be in this motherfucker and done slumped off on y'all ass. But, hey, holla back. I'ma fuck with y'all, man. And we gone. Squad business. You hear me?